Hello and welcome. Merry Christmas to you all. If you're here watching live or catching the replay, I'm only going to be on for just a little bit. I know everyone's enjoying their Christmas, opening presents, spending time with family. I figure let me jump online because I have a second family, which is you guys. I've just been spending all last night and today spending time with my family, enjoying Christmas and the holidays, opening presents, hugging, kissing, all of it, right? And I say, you know what? Let's jump online. I want to say hello to you all, to my clients, to my loyal followers, subscribers, people that have been supporting this channel for nearly going on almost 7 years since I started this YouTube channel. So we're approaching 7 years. It's been 6.5-ish. We're approaching 7. So very, very blessed. I wanted to take a few minutes to share with you some updates, business updates and personal updates. And once I'm done, I'll leave you to it. You'll enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're here live, click below, comment below that you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can wish you a Merry Christmas directly. If you're on my email list, I just put out an email with all of the updates. So if you're not on my email list, you can join by clicking the first link below in the description section of any one of my videos, and you'll be automatically added onto my emails newsletter so you can get some updates on the different things that I have going on. So real quick, we're just gonna go real quick, share all these different things. Over the last 6 years, right? I'm currently 28, going on 29 in the new year. And I started this YouTube channel back in 2018 around August, I believe is when I first dropped my first video. Okay. From that point, August 2018 to now, December 25th, 2024 on Christmas, I've had the privilege and honor of serving 393 families on a one-to-one basis. Those are people that invested in me, hired me as their accountability partner, as their financial coach, as their guru, as their counselor, as their consultant, whatever they want to call me, as their number one person on these different strategies that I talk about on my channel, whether it's velocity banking, infinite banking, kingdom authority, credit cards, lines of credits, cash flow efficiency, hacks, all this stuff, right? 393 families. Now, in addition to those 393 families, I've had the privilege of serving 827 families that this is what I can track. Okay, it's definitely more than that over the last 6 years, but this is based on what I can track currently active, 827 families that I've been able to help via paid online courses, workshops, group coaching. So that's basically taking you that are watching on YouTube publicly, right? You catch the content there, and I'm taking you offline onto another platform where I have my courses, where I host private workshops on Zoom, right? Or group settings, or even live events. 827 families there, okay? In addition, 1,827 families have been served via free financial workshops, courses, even coaching one-to-one that I'll offer for free in exchange for some social currency, right? That's likes, follows, comments, referrals, sharing, things like that. So that's 1,827 families. If you're one of these families that I've been able to help on a one-to-one basis, or you bought one of my courses in the past, or you've been a part of any one of my private workshop sessions, ministry work that I've done, comment below as well. Okay, so 1,827 families helped for free, pretty much. 827 families, again, via paid online courses and group coaching sessions, private workshops, even live events. And then 393 families have been able to serve on a one-to-one basis. This is what I can track. I didn't start tracking till probably it must have been like a year, almost 2 years into starting the business. And I didn't launch my first offer till like January, February of 2019. So I know I'm not accounting for everyone, but that's about as close as I can get. Now, we've been able to reach over 5 million views on YouTube. That's pretty cool. Let me tell you, I had no idea it would get to this point. I really didn't. When I dropped my first video, it got 28 views, and I was satisfied with that number alone. I had no idea all the different nuances that come with growing a YouTube channel, but 28 views was enough for me to say I'm all in. And so here's the results of your work, my work, us coming together to achieve certain goals that we have in mind. So over 5 million views on YouTube and 58,000 plus subscribers. So I want to thank all of the partners I've worked with over the years, all the YouTube channels that have helped me grow, whether I went on their channel, they went on mine, back and forth, right? There's at least a dozen or more YouTube channels that I've been on over the last 6 years in similar areas, similar finance channels. So it's just been a pleasure, it's just been an honor, a privilege to be able to do those things. And that's really what has contributed to all these views, not just myself putting out content, but also other people that may have spoke about me on their channels, even though I've never been on it, or I've been on their channels or they've been on mine, that sort of thing. In addition, helped over 150 families purchase life insurance. Again, if you're one of those families that have purchased life insurance directly from me or one of my partners, from what I can track, it's been over 150 people. I know that there are other content creators that I know that I've sent them tons of business over the years that it's just wasn't tracked. So I know that number is probably in the hundreds. But from I think my own personal production and what I've been able to track over the last 6 years, 150 plus families, right? And that's just saying that's one family, right? Could be 5 policies, could be 7 policies in that one family, right? So I'm just looking at families total, over 150 have purchased life insurance on their loved ones. Pretty amazing, right? And again, sometimes I have clients that purchase a life insurance policy on themselves 2, 3, 4, 5 times over a period of time, depending on how much income they're making, how well they're doing in life, that sort of thing. This number I just haven't been able to track, so I know it's in the hundreds based off the other numbers I've shared with you, but hundreds of families, and even people that have never paid me $1 ever on this YouTube channel, but they've been following me for years. They not just followed me, but they watched, they listened, and they took action on the content I put out over the years. And they've been able to become debt-free and or debt leveraged and really on their way to creating financial freedom. So hundreds of families from this YouTube channel alone have been able to become debt-free, just fully debt-free and stop. Some people just debt-free and stop. Others have been able to become debt-free and then they'll go back into debt intentionally for the purpose of creating cash flow, creating more assets, creating more wealth, right? So I call that debt leveraged, right? So they became debt free and then they became debt leveraged. Any debt that they basically acquired was for the intent of creating cash flow, creating more wealth, more assets. And they're on their way to financial freedom. For these hundreds of families that did not believe or think that financial freedom was something they could achieve, and because of running the numbers and knowing their numbers, was able to just open up a world of opportunity, right? So those are all the business updates that I have to share with you all. Got some personal updates. I think you'll like this, you'll appreciate this. So I'll be officially married this Friday, December 27th, 2024. So that means that, on this hand, right, that the next video, the next live stream you see me, because I'll have pre-recorded content that'll be coming out, so that won't count. But the next live stream that I do, pay attention to this hand, you'll see a nice ring on it, okay? So that is a wonderful thing, being able to get to this position of getting married, falling in love, having my finances in order, having a home, right? A home base, an in-home office, in-home studio where I can do all these things and just be a blessing to others and receive the blessings from all the work that's been done. So that's a huge update there. My birthday's coming up on January 4th. I'll be 29 years old. When I first started this YouTube channel, I was 23. So again, like insane, just seeing the growth, the changes over the years, how I've been able to improve my craft, how I've been able to serve people. I have clients that I was working with when they first came to me. They were 5 years from retirement, 4 years from retirement. And now in 2024 and going into 2025, I'm getting more and more of my pre-existing clients approaching retirement years faster than they expected because they've been able to pay off debt so fast. They've been able to invest more money because they have more cash flow to work with. They've been able to increase their income. It's just been incredible. Like, it's overwhelming the amount of good news that has come out of this channel, where like when I think about it, my head, my brain explodes with all the good news. Despite all the chaos, despite all the crisis that happens in the midst of getting where we want to get to, still the good outweighs all of the negative crisis, obstacles, challenges that you all, I myself have had to face. All right, so that is the God's honest truth there, that good does truly prevail. And when you allow time to be in your equation, right? It's really cool when I can work with someone when they first arrive. They're in shambles. Their life's falling apart financially. Relationships are not doing well, and they make one commitment to improve their personal finances. We start building traction. We start obtaining small victories, and when we're able to look over a 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, 6-year timeline, incredible to see how someone can go from, below zero, negative, to be in a positive position, to have their mindset increase, just have the paradigms, the light bulbs go off, and it just opens up, again, a world of opportunity. So me starting at 23 years old, now going to be 29 on January 4th in the new year. Incredible stuff to see people like just improve. And again, the clients that have been with me since 2018, 2019, I'm able to witness their results, like in the grand scheme of things, right? And it's like, we're only just beginning, right? Because for the most part, most of you that watch this channel, your biggest problem is debt, right? That's the biggest problem you see in front of you. As your coach, as your accountability partner, as your influencer, your guru, right, that you listen to, I see many other problems, right? And when I get the opportunity to work with you one-to-one, before I reveal those other problems, I have to remove the thing that's like right in front of you, right? And that big problem, that big boulder, that big issue right in front of you typically is debt. And usually when we're able to pay down a majority of the debt, they're able to see these other opportunities, right, that I would view as opportunities, they would see as more challenges. But because they had their paradigm shift and their mindset, grow and increase, they're able to now look at these different problems as opportunities for them to improve. And that's where the real work begins. Okay, so literally the last 6 years has been pregame work, has been knowing your numbers, has been building a foundation, right? And it takes time. It takes time. You got to realize, some of you that are watching this channel, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus years old, and you've been living in debt longer than I've been alive. So let's put that into perspective, right? If you've been in debt 35 years, and then you just come across this YouTube channel, so many of you want to get started in like 30 days, 60 days, 90. You want to just jump right into velocity banking. And most of the time, I'm like blocking so many people from starting velocity banking because I'm like, you've got 35 years of history of using debt improperly. You've got 25 years, you've got 15 years, however many years. It's longer than what you're about to do here. of, mismanagement, misuse of funds, improper way of using debt to your advantage. And now you're given these tools and resources to use debt the right way, not just the right way, but more efficiently, more effectively to achieve results faster in your finances. And that can be like a big shift in and of itself, right? Where it can fire back on certain people, right? So again, the last 6 years has just been like educating, exposing, foundation level, know your numbers, know where your money's going. So I think for the next 6 years, going into 2025 and beyond, the next 6 years, you're going to start seeing a lot of content on my channel specifically that's going to be going into velocity banking to invest, velocity banking to multiply, right? To create more cash flow, velocity banking while debt free, right? What does it look like to do velocity banking when you're debt free? What does it look like to get into infinite banking? What does it look like to get into these other strategies once you're debt free or in a very solid financial position, healthy cash flow? Okay. So I'm going to be married December 27th, birthday coming up. I purchased my first home December 2023, right? So it's going to be a year now since I purchased my home December 21st, 2023. So it's been a year now since I've purchased my first home using a first position home equity line of credit, literally, doing what I teach and what I talk about, being able to actually experience it, right, firsthand, okay? Because mind you, when I first started my YouTube channel, right, 23 years old, I only had about $30,000 of debt that was made up of credit cards, personal loans, and a car, okay? So I never owned a home for the first 6 years of starting my business, yet I was helping people pay off their homes. Now I get to actually experience what it's like to carry a massive debt, all the emotions that go into it. Despite what the financial spreadsheet says, despite what any strategy says, there's a whole different ballgame of emotions that has to get factored into your financial strategy when it comes to how you go about your debt obligations. So the fact that the last year I acquired a personal residence using a first position home equity line of credit, I've been able to pay down over $150,000 of the balance on that home, right? And I'm on track to have this home paid off in 3.6 years or less. Here's the thing. Despite knowing the numbers, knowing the pros and cons of accelerating your mortgage, despite what other content creators, gurus, financial professionals that make way more money than me, despite what all of them say about why you should not pay your mortgage off early, despite all the flags, hey, don't pay your mortgage off early, do this instead, why you should invest and multiply and do this instead of paying off your mortgage and all this stuff. Even the math proving that if I would have gotten a 30-year mortgage instead, had a fixed payment, fixed interest rate, fixed cost, okay, and took all my cash flow and invested it, knowing that I probably would make more money and have more wealth, even knowing that the possibility is there, no doubt. I don't deny that. But being able to experience what you all have experienced over the last 6 years, working with hundreds over 1,000 plus families, and hearing the stress on those phone calls one-to-one, not truly knowing what it's like until actually having it. And now, as a financial professional, knowing all the information I know, having access to all those gurus that make way more money than I do, I can call them, I can email them directly, set up a call, show them my numbers and everything. It still made more sense for me on an emotional level, on a family level, on a spiritual level, right? On a foundational level. Made more sense for me to pay off my home faster because I know that if I don't have that obligation, right, for me personally, witnessing over the last year, carrying this debt on this personal residence, by not having that to worry about, I know I'm able to focus on what I'm great at more. It's just not a thing that I stress about. So over this last year, from December 2023 to now, there have been certain emotions and stresses that have occurred just by having this first position, home equity line of credit. Now, because I have a strategy in place and I know what I'm doing and I'm accelerating it, it removes that stress, right? But I can only imagine how much more stressed I would be if I would have went with a 30-year mortgage, fixed payment, fixed costs and everything, and then have to like wire my brain to not want to pay that off and go invest instead, stay invested, knowing all the risks that comes with investing, right? Whatever that may be, and have to create, more wealth and then pay the home off at that later time. It's just not something I wanted to do, right? And it's great to be able to like have that conversation with someone, even if I disagree with them, be able to hear all their points, and then using my own brain and being a free thinker, I can come to a conclusion based on all the facts in front of me. And that's what this YouTube channel is really built to do, right? You'll notice that when I share my case study videos, it's very rare, and you can call me out on this if you've seen me do this. Like, I don't think, me personally, that I'm persuading or trying to convince you or sell you on any of the strategies that I'm presenting. Like, I try not to do that. I'm intentionally, when I make videos, not trying to get you to do something, but simply expose you to the possibilities, showing pros and cons, showing math, showing the motions behind it, giving you the facts of the person involved in this, why they came to this conclusion, and hopefully that helps you come to a conclusion, whether you decide to work with me or not, right? Are you getting results? Or are you being influenced and under an illusion that you're getting results? So hopefully that's not the case, and I do my best to be very intentional with that. But those are all the updates, business and personal, and just kind of taking it to the whiteboard here for a few minutes. Just want to share with you some of the things to look forward to in 2025. And I finally just realized something, that velocity banking is really a movement, right? Because it has now grown to and has expanded, and it means so many different things to everyone at this point. We've got a good amount of content creators that are familiar with the velocity banking concept, that educate about the velocity banking concept in their own way, right? And they promote it in their own way, and they have their own definition for it. So now I'm at the point moving forward in 2025 that velocity banking is simply movement. Anybody that wants to, quote unquote, do velocity banking, you're going to have to really define this, because there's 100 different definitions to explain the velocity banking concept. So I'm looking at this strategy now as a movement. There is no one way of doing this strategy. There's so many ways. And being able to have someone that is knowledgeable on many of those ways and bounce those ideas and then pick a lane, I think improves results dramatically, right? So that's what I realized. Just like another update here is like velocity banking is a movement. Now there's some key things that are occurring no matter what strategy, right? There's going to be some level of interest offset occurring when you're practicing this concept. There's going to be some level of leverage when you're doing this strategy. And ideally, we're solving for cash flow efficiency. In addition, this strategy, I believe, with proper education, and if it's properly implemented, that this is going to help you live more intentionally, and you're going to discover some life hacks along the way. you ever wonder how people discover life hacks? It's only through experiences. Like they experience something and they do it once, and if they go to do it again, they're like, oh, if I do this and do this, I'll get here faster. And then boom, they call it a life hack. So in personal finance, velocity banking in and of itself, when you discover it, is a life hack in and of itself. There's paradigm shifts, there's light bulb moments. Even if you don't practice the concept, I have so many clients that don't do velocity banking, but because they exposed themselves to it, it opened up another world, right? It opened up another opportunity. So within velocity banking, there's multiple strategies available that a person can implement with this concept. It's amazing. And so there's different tools that one could use. You've got first lien HELOCs, you got second lien HELOCs, you got personal lines of credits, you got business lines of credits, you got credit cards, business and personal. You've got whole life insurance, you've got money max account. These are all the different types of tools that one can use in the world of velocity banking. Okay? Because it really is a world now. Velocity banking is its own world. It's operating outside of what some would call the matrix, the traditional financial bondage system that many people live in. Think of velocity banking like you're stepping out of the matrix. You're figuring out a non-traditional way of operating your finances. And you're accelerating results beyond people's comprehension. So therefore, understand something. This is huge for you listening and those that catch the recording and those that watch other channels about velocity banking. You have to understand that should you decide to get into this world of velocity banking and infinite banking, and you meet people within it, professionals and customers and in between, you are now on an island, like by yourself, and there's not a whole lot of people there, okay? You are stepping out of tradition into a untraditional foreign environment, okay? Where there are lots of traps and pitfalls and mistakes that one can make, and understand that a blueprint is being built as you're entering the space. Whereas in the traditional financial bondage system, it's already set up where some win, many lose, okay? Some win, many lose. The traditional financial system, in many ways, prevents you, keeps you from learning truth in your finance. Okay, so you have to understand like that there's this separation that occurs, and then what's really cool is you're able to go out into the jungle, learn how to live out there, experience, gain massive mastery skills, and then come back into traditional space and pick and choose the different things. Because I'm not someone that throws out the entire traditional financial system. There are some benefits in there, without a doubt. And there's some tools and there's some things that we can totally use. But we're coming from it from the perspective of leverage, where you now have the upper hand and you get to look in and see how you want to use these tools, not how the tools can use you and abuse you and hold you in bondage, right? So give us some grace for the content creators that you may listen to that sound crazy at first. Even myself, maybe I might sound a little crazy on some of my videos, okay? Understand that we have a lot of passion. We're highly motivated. We're free thinkers. We push limits, okay? We create new highs, okay? We build blueprints that aren't always backed by so many years of history and results. And so sometimes there's a lot of theories. So give some grace, and also have a level of paranoia and skepticism. Don't completely, because that's how you get hurt in the wild. Like stay on guard, stay aware. You're in the jungle. Understand that. There's a lot of protections in the traditional financial space, but it also is hindering, right? Again, I might be sounding crazy to you right now. Very, very few catch what I'm saying. Very, very few. If you're the few that's catching what I'm saying, you're getting that, okay, there's two different worlds here. And what this channel does is shows you how to play in both, right? And actually how to bring them together so you get the best results possible. Okay. So that's something that I just kind of realized over the years that, oh wow, this movement that's been building over the last 6 years, I've been able to be a part of it and help grow it and help others build and grow their channels. Like it's super cool to really see all of it come together. Right? So in 2025, I want you to expect, these are expectations that I'm going to be setting for myself to provide even more value. So going into 2025, I want to be able to provide a lot of velocity banking support on this channel live. So I want to be doing more live streams. I want to be coming to you more frequently, more consistently, and really fortify strong partnerships that are already in play. Okay, there are a few names that I'll just write, and I know I'm totally gonna miss a few, right? But these are partnerships that I've been building over the last 6 years and never had any problems with, which is just a blessing, because when you partner in business, like sometimes things don't always go the way you thought they would. But I can honestly say for all of the solid partnerships that I've established so far, no one's ever betrayed me or did anything like nefarious in business, right? Which is just a blessing. That's been 6 years, and hopefully that continues, right? So just some YouTube channels to just keep an eye on, right? That I'm gonna be doing more work with over the years, and channels that I've done tremendous work with. Okay, so you've got IBC Global. They've just been a phenomenal channel that I've been able to work with for years. You've got the Approved Guy. I'm trying to go by like oldest to youngest relationships. So IBC Global is one of the first relationships I established on YouTube. The Approved Guy, who's in the house right now, Sebastian Boyer, IBC Global, that's Steve Parisi and his team. Okay. Somewhere along the line, we got Better Wealth. Tremendous relationship there. We got Life 180. Okay. Wealth Nation. Although I've never technically partnered with them, I still consider them a phenomenal relationship. Just, we have a very special relationship, myself and Wealth Nation. We did one video together that went viral, and it just completely changed the course of our life, which was really cool. So if you don't know Wealth Nation, that's Carmen and Darius. They have a phenomenal YouTube channel. Prior to them exploding, where they have, I want to say, over 150,000, maybe almost 200,000 subs, tens of millions of views. If I have 5 million, if I have over 5 million views and I'm at 58, they have to have tens of millions of views, I'm pretty sure. And they've had their YouTube channel about as long as I have. Okay. When they first, I don't know who reached out. I think it was Wealth Nation that reached out to me originally, and we did a video together. This was like during COVID, or like right before COVID, as when we recorded it, and then it dropped in COVID 2020, and it went viral. I think that video now has over 350,000 views, and it literally broke our businesses, but in a positive way. And that opportunity just came full swing when Carmen and Darius and myself, we attended an event hosted by Better Wealth, Caleb, and his team. And they spoke, Wealth Nation spoke before me, and they literally broke down their entire business model, and they literally spoke about myself, the video that we did together, and how it grew their channel and how it just altered the course of their lives. Like, incredible. So I know we're going to do some amazing work over the years to come. I just know it. I don't know what it is, but when I figure it out, like, I know that relationship's going to be so fruitful. So Wealth Nation, IBC Global, The Approved Guy, Better Wealth, Life 180 are just phenomenal YouTube channels that I've been able to just really be blessed with tremendously. And again, I know I am forgetting other YouTube channels at the moment that I've done some pretty cool work with. A more recent relationship in the last year or two, Daniel Ronberg, and that's the name of his YouTube channel. He's another one. Phenomenal relationship. Been able to build with him. We're doing awesome work together. There's so many other people that I partner with that don't necessarily have YouTube channels, right? So I'm specifically just kind of highlighting YouTube channels because we're on YouTube. But that's just been a blessing as well. So I want to wish all of them and their families and their teams a Merry Christmas. Real quick, I'm just going to run through these comments, see what's going on. Right, Juan says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Patrice Andrade says Merry Christmas. That's my fiance's last name. She'll be dropping that to become a Rodriguez. Okay, that'll be pretty awesome. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Brianna, Merry Christmas as well. Tend to inspire me. So proud of you. I hope marriage treats you very well. It sure will, let me tell you. I've been with Allison for going on, we're going to be approaching 9 years come May, right? So we're in 8 years right now, and it's been amazing. So I just know that I feel like we won't feel like a big difference going from not being married to being married. I mean, we'll see the paperwork, and we're going to kind of go through that process. I think that'll be cool, and we've got like running jokes that we do together on it. But it's just it's just another like pillar, another anchor, having that marriage sealed, right, locked in. I just know that that's just gonna take us to a whole new level. So I'm really excited about that. Merry Christmas! Congratulations on your marriage. May God keep you both in His care and bless and sustain your union. Absolutely. Merry Christmas and the Velocity Banking family. Yeah, you know, that's another big thing. Like this velocity banking world is a movement, it's a world, and there's a family within it as well. And what I want to be able to do, I'm gonna figure it out, is somehow like bring the entire velocity banking community, not just the professionals, but also you, like just everyday people that are doing this strategy. We need to hear from you more. Okay, so what I've been encouraging some of my one-to-one clients is some collaborations, like, hey, can I get you on camera? Can I capture your story? Because it's not enough for me or Christy Van or the Kwok brothers or Matthew Pillmore or any guru, any content creator that's constantly in front of the camera. It's not enough for us to talk about the validity of this concept and how awesome it is. But man, is it really cool when you can hear it from a mom of three, a dad of two, a husband and wife here out of Texas, you know, a retired couple out of New York, New Jersey, like California, like just hearing directly from them, you know, a couple times. I'm going to try and really like make more videos like that where we can just kind of capture these stories, because the work's been done. The math has been proven, right? Again, despite what many people may disagree with, right? If we were to just sit down and run the math together, right? Every time someone comments, I'm like, would you like to come on my channel? And it's always a no. It's always a no. They never want to come on the channel. And it's like, let's just have a dialogue, let's have a conversation. I'm not trying to debate you, right? I want to hear your points. I want to map it out and have some fun with it, right? But it's tough when you're talking to people in the matrix, and then you go to people outside the matrix. People outside the matrix, they're more than willing to work with you, have conversation, bounce ideas, get something wrong. They're totally fine with being wrong. That's another cool thing. Like, you talk to people like in the traditional sense, they're so afraid to be wrong about things, right? I've been making videos for 6 years now. I can guarantee you, I have a playlist called My Worst Most Watched Videos. Go look at that playlist. You're gonna see nothing but errors. So I literally will take videos that I know is an error based on you that would comment. You're like, hey, Denzel, I think there's an error here. I think there's a mistake here. And I'll look and I'll say, you're right. Boom, it goes in the playlist. And I put it together and I say, here's all the mistakes I've made. There you go. Attack me, go after me, whatever. I've already acknowledged it's a mistake, right? I keep it up there intentionally because no one's perfect, right? When there's a mistake, guess what? Math, you're able to like prove it. Oh yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, and even despite that mistake, because of the way I teach and educate, I always leave room for error anyways, right? So it's like, yes, that was a mistake. Here's how we get better. We need to show those mistakes so that you can get better and not just assume everything that Denzel puts out is absolutely correct, okay? Merry Christmas. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge on this topic. I'm new to this, so I'm all ears. Wonderful. What do I think about a secured business line of credit? That's another tool. I pretty much put that in the BLOC category, right? Great to see you on a special night. Absolutely. Peace. Merry Christmas. Congratulations. Congrats. A wife increases her husband's wealth. You are absolutely correct. Married men are wealthier, healthier, and live longer. Interesting. That's good news. Merry Christmas, Yolanda. Awesome. So those are all the comments that I see so far. We'll close it out here. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas, rest of your day, and Happy New Year if we don't talk soon, right? Again, you want to work with me one-to-one, you click the links below. I will be closing my coaching, my one-to-one coaching services. We'll be closing down on December 31st, once it hits midnight. I'm going to close out my services and we'll reopen again around March or April of 2025. I've been doing this consistently probably since 2021, and it's really allowed me to go all in on my clients, my one-to-one paying clients that have invested in me, invested in themselves. Allows me to really serve them at a high capacity, allows me to get better at my craft, allows me to maybe go through some training, get some more education, allows me to fortify existing relationships that I have, making sure everyone is happy there, make any tweaks, adjustments, figure out how I can show up more for you, right, and provide more value, okay? So just keep that in mind, and then going into the new year, expect more content, more live streams coming to you live, answering your questions, getting past all the pregame work. We've been at it for 6 years on the pregame work. I'm going to start doing a lot of content assuming a certain level of understanding. So it's going to be more advanced content, right? Just getting more advanced with it, right? And so I'm going to be assuming certain things, but I'm also going to have the pregame stuff because I love pregame work. I love foundation. That's never going to stop. Going into New Year, I'm going to be adding that extra level where there's people that are watching that retired, debt-free. They're like, what's next, Denzel? Okay. So I want to be able to cater to that person as well. All right. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day and talk soon. Merry Christmas.